Transported into a game world, I just casually fiddled with the talent panel. I never expected to pry the number 1 right off it. So, I started sticking that 1 onto everything. The beginner's wooden sword went from 1 attack point to 11. The chain lightning that paralyzed enemies for 5 seconds now stunned them for 51. Even a +1 enhancement scroll could become a +1/1 scroll. Just when I thought I could conquer the world, a chicken pecked me right back to the beginner's village. Standing by the resurrection spring, I opened my stats panel in confusion. My health was only 150. My physical defense was a shocking 0. Except for my spirit attribute, which was decent. Everything else was a total disaster. I tried to take the 1 from my talents and put it somewhere else. But the talent slot was grayed out. It was on cooldown. A 1-hour cooldown. I sighed. Looks like I have to rely on my own skills now. Leaving the beginner's village, I found that wild chicken again. With some slick footwork, I finally killed it without a scratch. Ding! Successfully killed the attack speed mutant chicken. Gained 5 experience points. Just as I was celebrating, a system announcement rang out. Congratulations to player Chu Yongtian for being the first to level up. Reward: 2 silver coins. Chapter 171. Peak Earth Immortal. Lu Xifen used a low-level experience scroll. It gave him over 500 times the experience bonus. With everything ready, Lu Xifen pulled the trigger. Instantly, a stream of immortal essence shot out at a terrifyingly high speed and pierced a celestial immortal's brow. In a flash, the celestial immortal's head exploded. It was too fast. Bai Yu didn't even have time to react. He could only watch as the primordial spirit dissipated, utterly annihilated. How is this possible? Even though the kid's immortal artifact was high grade, he was still just a human immortal. How could he unleash such power? But it had happened right before his eyes. Experience gained, 923.126 billion. Bonus for killing a higher level enemy, 1,674,550,564. What the hell? This is insane. Killing one celestial immortal gave over 16 quadrillion experience points. Lu Xifen was left speechless. Suddenly, everything he'd done before, besides testing this, felt pointless. If he killed a few dozen more celestial immortals, becoming an immortal emperor didn't seem so hard. What's wrong? Bai Yu asked, confused. Zhang Wuya looked at the levels on the panel and realized something. The Earth Immortal Realm is already level 200, so what about celestial immortals? That's a gap of at least 150 levels. But in reality, a celestial immortal's level is definitely not low. It has to be at least the level of a mid-tier god, right? That means he jumped over 500 levels. How much experience would that yield? Zhang Wuya immediately sent Lu Xifen a private message. Lu Xifen didn't reply. He was busy calculating the experience from one celestial immortal. With the 500 plus times bonus from the scroll, that meant the base experience was 16.6 billion. Of course, each celestial immortal would give a different amount. As for the bonus for killing a higher level enemy, Lu Xifen was stunned. An 18,000 times bonus. How many damn levels did he jump? It was impossible to calculate. Lu Xifen checked his messages. He turned to look at Zhang Wuya. What's wrong? It's a bit terrifying. The level gap bonus was over 18,000 times. Holy crap. Give me a second to process this. Zhang Wuya was reeling. This bonus is just absurdly high. What on earth happened? Hey, Lu Xifen. All that heat clearly entered your body. So why is there no sign of it? Only then did the two of them notice. The heat that had just started to build up was gone again. What the hell? You're just like me now. Both of them were dumbfounded. What's going on? How did gaining experience from a kill also drain energy from the surroundings? It's probably because the numbers are too high. It's like what happened to you in the cultivation world. This experience I gain, it doesn't just appear out of thin air. It wasn't obvious in the lower realm, because you never used that much experience to level up at once. The impact was minimal. That final explosion, it caused so much destruction that we didn't notice. It actually started happening back then. So, when the experience gained is off the charts, it's the same as what's happening now. The difference is, I assign the value to an object, and the energy converges on it, but you store it, and your method is much more subtle. It's hard to detect. Hiss. The other one, then. Let's kill it later. That's the only way. The two of them were messaging privately. Bai Yu had no idea what these two were plotting, but their methods were becoming increasingly bizarre. At first, Zhang Wuya was channeling immortal energy and heat. What was with Lu Xifen? His body is entirely made of water. How could he absorb so much heat without evaporating? And yet, Lu Xifen was completely unaffected. He didn't change in the slightest. They had plenty of time. There was no need to rush. While waiting for the heat to return, the two of them started organizing their inventories again. How many times had it been? Plans never seemed to keep up with reality. They were used to it by now. However, from now on, you need to speed up your cultivation. Everything we're doing, we must try not to involve anyone else. Although both of them were newbies in the immortal realm, a confrontation with the heavenly Tao was inevitable. For one, they hadn't known Bai Yu for long. He was only helping them because of Guan Shangzi and his connection to Zhang Wuya. Furthermore, once Zhang Wuya's cultivation advanced, Bai Yu's own level would be far too low. It would be dangerous for him to stay with them. Forget Bai Yu, at the rate they were going, even Guan Shangzi would soon be left behind. And beyond that, even an immortal emperor would be no help. Would an immortal emperor dare to challenge the heavenly Tao head-on? It's about time. We can send him on his way. On a mountaintop in Yan Prefecture, a towering pavilion stood amidst the clouds. A dozen more pavilions of various sizes dotted the surrounding peaks. This was the headquarters of the Teng Pavilion. Thousands of immortals and rogue cultivators practiced here. Inside a small pavilion, two earth immortals stood with their heads bowed. They didn't dare to breathe. Sweat beaded on their foreheads. All right, you two are dismissed. Tuo Shang's primordial spirit sent a message to a higher pavilion. Great Elder, half an incense stick ago, Shi perished. His spirit tablet shattered. His primordial spirit did not return. Now, Long Yang's spirit tablet has also shattered. His primordial spirit also failed to return. Who were these two? Two stewards from the 7th pavilion. You bother me with such trivial matters? Great Elder, this subordinate had no choice. When the spirit tablets shattered, no images were transmitted back. There was absolutely no trace. It was as if they didn't even have time to trigger the seals in their primordial spirits. The two of them were instantly annihilated. Even the seals vanished in the same instant. What ordinary immortal possesses such power? Could they have angered a Grand Luo Golden Immortal? Great Elder, that's even more unlikely. They were merely two celestial immortals. A Grand Luo Golden Immortal wouldn't even spare them a glance. Fine, I'll use the Divine Reflection Plate to see. Bring me their shattered spirit tablets. Lu Xifen took a screenshot and sent it to Zhang Wuya. The interface for the Universal Experience Orb was simple. It was just a sphere. But now, the number was much longer. Value exceeding 42 quadrillion. It took up 2 lines. If they were to ignore the consequences and pour all this experience into a single item, leveling it up repeatedly, they could truly poke a hole in the heavens. But if the heavenly Tao withstood it, and they ran out of experience, the two of them would be instantly obliterated. As for what would happen to the Universal Experience Orb and the number 1, no one could say for sure. Let's get back to alchemy. Until you reach the Grand Luo realm, try not to attract the heavenly Tao's attention. As an Earth Immortal, Zhang Wuya's extraction speed was incredibly fast. Refining flawed immortal pills was now effortless. He could refine 3 or 4 pills simultaneously. When adding the 1, Zhang Wuya controlled the values carefully, aiming for a balanced enhancement. This maximized the pill's effects. This way, when cultivating the Yi scripture, his proficiency would also increase significantly. For 10 straight days, the two of them caused no major incidents. Bai Yu was greatly relieved. Every time the heat wave vanished, Bai Yu was on edge. He feared the commotion would attract the Flame Phoenix clan. In truth, the Flame Phoenix clan couldn't care less about the fringe areas. That paltry amount of fire energy was less than what they breathed in their sleep. Only during the 2 transformation tribulations did a few Flame Phoenixes glance over, but they only spared a single glance in their direction. A mere transformation tribulation. The tribulation lightning was as weak as a yawn. They paid it no mind. Zhang Wuya and Lu Xifen managed it well. The stats on each immortal pill weren't too high, so even for water attribute pills, the complete opposite of fire energy. The fire energy consumption, though doubled, meant the heat consumed was still about the same as before. After 10 days, they had nearly exhausted their entire stock of materials. Everything was refined into immortal pills. Most of these pills were being saved. They could be enhanced again later in a better location. It's all done. We can leave now. Bai Yu led them back the way they came. Compared to other places, breaking through on Tianlin Mountain was the safest option. Caillou Pill, Mid-Grade Immortal Pill, Immortal Essence plus 2335, Chi of Gold plus 4551, Comprehension plus 11 for 10 minutes after consumption. If adding the 1 to Comprehension didn't drain such an absurd amount of heat, Zhang Wuya would have boosted it to over 10,000. After taking the Caillou Pill, Zhang Wuya immediately swallowed another pill, one for the Qi of Earth. His aura surged instantly, his level rose once again. Zhang Wuya's comprehension and absorption were incredibly fast. Before he could fully absorb it, he immediately took pills for the Qi of Water and Wood. His own Qi of Fire instantly ignited. Then, the 5 elements began to circulate. They gradually found balance. You can take immortal pills like that? Bai Yu watched in shock as Zhang Wuya consumed the pills. This kid is insane. Isn't he afraid the conflicting 5 elements will make him explode? But Zhang Wuya's foundation was incredibly solid. Back in the lower realm, he had raised all his affinities to over 100,000. When he achieved his immortal body, his immortal essence was nearly on par with an Earth Immortal's. Now, Zhang Wuya, despite being only a mid-stage Earth Immortal, possessed an immortal essence and body that were nearly on par with the Celestial Immortals, and his aura was still climbing. Once the 5 elements balanced out, they began to flow endlessly. The comprehension boost had long since worn off, but Zhang Wuya's cultivation didn't stop. The circulation of the 5 elements had pushed him into a state of enlightenment. Bai Yu was flabbergasted. What the hell? He reached enlightenment just by taking some pills. Anyone who didn't know better would think he'd taken an enlightenment pill. When Zhang Wuya opened his eyes, he didn't stop. He continued to take more pills. This time, he swallowed 5 pills at once. Forget Bai Yu, even Lu Xifen was caught off guard. What the hell? Should I really stick to my water-only build? The absorption was even faster this time. Zhang Wuya's cultivation stabilized at the peak of the Earth Immortal realm. Stop. Zhang Wuya pulled out 10 pills. Just as he was about to take them, Lu Xifen stopped him. Aren't you going to prepare for your celestial immortal tribulation? Zhang Wuya had to stop. He had no idea how strong the tribulation would be. And besides, given who he was, his tribulation was bound to be even more unpredictable. After all, he had mastered yin and yang, the 4 symbols, the 5 elements, and the 8 trigrams. The heavenly tribulation was guaranteed to be intense. After some thought, he decided it was best to craft some defensive immortal artifacts. Crafting wasn't the hard part. The difficulty was crafting items with the exact stats he wanted. Right now, his profound gold scroll was only at minor mastery. His Yilu diagram was only at the proficient level. He couldn't even refine a quasi-immortal artifact, let alone a true immortal one. Even a quasi-immortal artifact was out of reach. Zhang Wuya placed the 1 on his profound gold scroll. The surroundings barely change. The LV-31 profound gold scroll transformed into the myriad transformations scripture, and it was instantly max level. Next, he raised the Yilu diagram to LV-21. And then, something new happened. The myriad transformations scripture and the Yilu diagram both vanished. In their place was something called Divine Craftsman's Sketch. A flood of information entered his primordial spirit, but Zhang Wuya's brow furrowed. The contents of the Divine Craftsman's Sketch were still based on things from the lower realm. Refining materials in the immortal realm was a problem, but now, he had hardly any materials from the lower realm in his inventory. This is trouble. Mortal items from the lower realm? Bai Yu's mind couldn't keep up. You're a peak Earth Immortal, and you want mortal junk? Lu Xifen checked his inventory. He shook his head helplessly. He didn't have many materials either. With the materials they had now, he could craft a few items, but it wouldn't be enough to get Divine Craftsman's Sketch to LV-1. Lu Xifen thought for a moment, and an idea struck him. Remember that fire you made at the start? Just use the rocks and dirt on the ground to craft. It doesn't need to be high grade. As long as you can successfully craft something, even if it's trash, it'll work. Zhang Wuya understood instantly. He could completely ignore the stats. Even the most useless dirt in the immortal realm is a top-tier treasure in the lower realm. How could anything made from it be bad? At the very least, it would be far better than any spirit treasure. So, leveling up Divine Craftsman's Sketch wouldn't be a problem. Once Zhang Wuya understood, he began crafting. He grabbed a handful of dirt and rubble, and burned it directly with fire. Once it was heated enough, he forced it into the shape of a club. In the immortal realm, this thing was less useful than a tree branch, but it gave his divine craftsman's sketch over 10,000 proficiency points. Seeing that it worked, Zhang Wuya kept at it. Bai Yu had no idea what Zhang Wuya was doing. Was he inventing his own crafting method? In just 4 hours, a pile of junk had accumulated around Zhang Wuya: clubs, stone knives, stone axes, and even stone-throwing darts. Divine craftsman's sketch reached LV 3. Zhang Wuya didn't bother waiting for it to reach mastery. He just added the 1. Heaven and Earth Golden Compendium. Feeling the new information in his primordial spirit, Zhang Wuya smiled. He could finally craft quasi-immortal artifacts. Crafting a quasi-immortal artifact was a tedious process. In the lower realm, with its lack of immortal materials, it required countless spiritual items and formations to push their potential to the absolute limit, just to barely create a quasi-immortal artifact. But this was the immortal realm. The materials here were everywhere. He should be able to craft a quasi-immortal artifact with no problem. Zhang Wuya looked at Bai Yu. Do you have any materials for crafting immortal artifacts? The lower quality kind. So, all that stuff you were doing before, you were just practicing? Yes. Bai Yu looked at the pile of rocks on the ground. It looked for all the world like a child playing with mud. You sure you can do this? How will I know if I don't try? Bai Yu thought for a moment. He took out a ring. The materials inside are all quite common. It should be enough for you to experiment with. However, can you refine a few top-grade immortal pills for me? Wind attribute ones. Without a second thought, Zhang Wuya took out an immortal pill with over 2,000 points of wind chi. He was about to place the 1 on the quantity. But then he stopped. Why don't we go to the undying volcano again? Let's go to Wind Sand Ridge. The wind is strong there. Although he didn't understand Zhang Wuya's methods, he knew that Zhang Wuya could forcefully infuse the energy of a place into his pills. Is it dangerous? Of course, it's dangerous. But we'll stay on the outskirts. We won't go deep inside. There shouldn't be any major problems. Guan Shang's clone felt a headache coming on. Compared to the outskirts of the undying volcano, Wind Sand Ridge was even more dangerous for them. Wind Sand Ridge was only a bit bigger than Tianlin Mountain. If Zhang Wuya drained all the wind from the ridge, wouldn't all the immortals, rogue cultivators, and demon spirits inside want to tear them to shreds? Then again, could his current primordial spirit clone even suppress the inhabitants of Wind Sand Ridge? In the Daxing Underground Palace, Guan Shang's true self was discussing the Tao with Chong Heng. He suddenly stood up. Taoist Chong Heng, I have some matters to attend to. What is it? Do you need help? Guan Shangzi pondered for a moment. Then, he nodded. Let's go together. While we're at it, we can bring those little ones over as well. Little ones? Have you taken on disciples? No. But, if they're willing, you might want to test them, Taoist Chong Heng. Then I must see for myself. What kind of young talents have captured your attention so thoroughly? Chapter 172. The Thunder Guard Talisman. Wind Sand Ridge, yellow sand filled the sky. Yet, the surrounding area was lush and green. To the north lay a great lake, 3,000 li in circumference. Such a bizarre landscape could only exist in the immortal realm. Wind Sand Ridge actually formed over 100,000 years ago. It was here that immortal Emperor Wanyan annihilated a wind demon of the quasi-immortal Emperor realm. Before its death, the wind demon self-destructed. Although immortal Emperor Wanyan managed to seal the blast, the self-destruction of a quasi-immortal emperor unleashed unimaginable energy. The blast radius spanned tens of thousands of li. Over 100,000 years have passed, and the surrounding environment has long since recovered. Yet, Wind Sand Ridge remains a barren wasteland. For over 100,000 years, the wind demon's residual energy has continued to rage. Even this remnant power has benefited countless immortals and demon spirits. We're here. This is Wind Sand Ridge. It's completely barren all around. Yellow sand filled the sky. Only a few small peaks stood amidst the yellow sand. And those few peaks were the seals immortal Emperor Wanyan had casually placed back then. After the wind demon self-destructed, it didn't disappear. Over 100,000 years, it gradually merged with the environment, becoming the Wind Sand Ridge of today. Zhang Wuya felt a bit uneasy. Although the wind chi here was very dense, the quantity was too small. Compared to the undying volcano, it was nothing. But if it was just to enhance one immortal pill, It shouldn't be a problem. After taking out the immortal pill, Zhang Wuya added a 1 to it. He then handed it to Lu Zifan. Lu Zifan saw that the first value for wind qi was 1. He looked at Zhang Wuya. The 10,000.1. Just 1. Alright then. After just 3 enhancements, the surrounding wind weakened considerably. On the 4th enhancement, the wind across all of Wind Sand Ridge grew weaker. The area tens of meters around Zhang Wuya became a windless zone. That's enough. Let's go. In an instant, Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan were both immobilized. Bai Yu felt a chill run down his spine. This feeling, there's no mistaking it, a grand unity golden immortal. A disturbance came from within Wind Sand Ridge. Guan Shang's primordial spirit clone slowly materialized. Immediately after, the restraint on the 3 of them vanished. When Guan Shang's primordial spirit clone appeared, the demon beasts inside Wind Sand Ridge all came to a screeching halt. Everything fell silent at once. Yan Qi, you're a great demon in your own right. To attack a few young ones. You're truly regressing with age. The surrounding sand and wind began to gather, gradually forming a giant wolf's head. Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan felt a terrifying pressure. This is the pressure of a great demon. In our current state, we are utterly helpless against such a being. Guan Shangzi, you're still alive? Are you surprised? Yan Qi, we haven't seen each other in 10,000 years. You haven't improved one bit. Something's not right. Since when did Guan Shangzi engage in such idle chatter? Yan Qi sized up Guan Shangzi. HMPH, just a primordial spirit clone. And you think you can fool me? In an instant, the yellow sand howled. Like sharp blades, it crazily reaped everything around it. Guan Shangzi casually waved his hand. A wave of Dao rhythm spread out. The yellow sand fell to the ground. It was as if nothing had happened. How is this possible? Yan Qi's giant wolf head trembled slightly. You've broken through. Yan Qi, the Dao of the wind demon. Even if you comprehend it to its fullest, so what? It is not your own, after all. Following it to the end is just a dead end. Why bother? Easier said than done. The Dao fruit of a grand Luo. Who would give it up so easily? I've said all I can say. You're on your own now. After speaking, Guan Shang's primordial spirit clone dissipated. Bai Yu, Zhang Wuya, and Lu Zifan were stunned on the spot. He just left? Just like that? What about us? Did he abandon us? A myriad of countermeasures flashed through Zhang Wuya's mind. He was even prepared to trigger his heavenly immortal tribulation. But the giant wolf head in the sky instantly dissipated. The entire Wind Sand Ridge returned to calm. What's going on? It ran away? Now, it wasn't just Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan. Even Bai Yu couldn't quite process it. Could it be that the revered one went to beat up the great demon's true body? When he turned to look at Lu Zifan and Zhang Wuya, he saw 2 figures. How could Yan Qi not run? Guan Shang's true self had arrived, and he brought a terrifying being with him. That's right, ran away. A strange voice sounded from behind them, looking at Guan Shang's figure, and the middle-aged man beside him who was staring intently at him. Zhang Wuya felt a little creeped out. Senior, this is, kid, this is Elder Chong Heng of the Luo Mian Palace in the Great Yan Underground Palace. Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan clasped their hands in a salute. Greetings, senior, peak of the earthly immortal realm. This fellow, Guan Shangzi, didn't tell me the whole truth. Is this a newly ascended immortal? After observing Zhang Wuya carefully, Chong Heng felt that the Dao rhythm on Zhang Wuya was something even he couldn't see through. He activated an immortal art with his primordial spirit, and observed Zhang Wuya again. Chong Heng was left with nothing but shock. This immortal age is less than a year. What kind of monstrous talent is this? In less than a year, he's reached the peak of the earthly immortal realm. Chong Heng dropped his senior demeanor at once. Even the tone of his voice changed. Little fellow, would you be willing to take me as your master? Bai Yu thought he had misheard. An elder of the Great Yan Underground Palace wants to take Zhang Wuya as his disciple? But in the next moment, he felt it was perfectly reasonable. When he first met Zhang Wuya, he was just a newly ascended human immortal. How long has it been? And now he's about to face the heavenly immortal tribulation. Senior, I may not be suitable to be your disciple. This time, Chong Heng was dumbfounded. He had been rejected. What kind of place was the Great Yan Underground Palace? A hegemon ruled by a quasi-immortal emperor. Countless immortals fought for a chance to enter the Great Yan Underground Palace, but had no opportunity. An elder of the Luo Mian Palace was personally accepting a disciple. And he was rejected. Guan Shangzi smiled. He had an, "I knew it," expression. Taoist Chong Heng. Quite surprising, isn't it? Chong Heng didn't know what to say. He looked at Zhang Wuya. "Can you tell me why my Tao does not allow it?" Everyone fell silent at once. The atmosphere became a bit strange. The path of immortal cultivation ultimately lies in the word Tao. Whether one takes a master or a disciple is merely a formality, since there is no affinity. Let's drop the matter. Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan both breathed a sigh of relief. Thankfully, he wasn't a petty senior. Zhang Wuya gave the immortal pill to Bai Yu. Then, he said to Guan Shangzi, "Senior, can you take me inside the undying volcano?" "The undying volcano? What are you planning to do now? Don't you dare cause any trouble." Guan Shangzi's tone left Chong Heng a bit confused. What kind of trouble could an earthly immortal possibly cause? You're an 8 tribulation loose immortal. Are you afraid of a mere earthly immortal causing trouble? Guan Shangzi's brows furrowed deeply. He really wasn't sure now. Normally, let alone an earthly immortal, even taking someone like Bai Yu to visit some of the Flame Phoenix clans, smaller territories would be fine. Even if they caused trouble, it wouldn't be too big. But this kid is different. If he loses control, he could even startle an immortal emperor. Just a little further in, at most. The inner regions are off limits. Chong Heng was even more confused upon hearing this. You're Guan Shangzi, for crying out loud. Putting other things aside, you're now an elder of the Great Yan Underground Palace. Would the undying volcano not show you some respect? Besides their clan leader and those quasi-immortal emperor experts, visiting the center of the undying volcano and meeting those grand luos shouldn't be a problem. What's this all about? Zhang Wuya understood Guan Shangzi's concerns. After all, even upgrading a pill could trigger a transformation tribulation. But Zhang Wuya had his own plans. Before reaching the Grand Luo Golden Immortal Realm, he wouldn't let the values go overboard again. "Senior, rest assured, I can control it. I won't be as reckless as before." Guan Shangzi's eyes widened. "So you admit you were being reckless?" "Hee. You know how it is, senior. As long as I control it, it'll be fine. This is the immortal realm. I'm not that thoughtless." Lu Zifan felt like laughing. "You're cautious now, of course. Extremely cautious, in fact. But are you sure you won't be thoughtless in the future? I can take you, but if something happens, Elder Chong Heng and I will leave. You'll have to fend for yourself." Of course. Chong Heng was completely bewildered. Bai Yu was even more baffled. "What are you two talking about?" Chong Heng's curiosity was piqued. "What are you going to the undying volcano for?" "Artifact crafting." "You know artifact crafting?" "A little bit." "Artifact crafting, my foot." How could Guan Shangzi not know what Zhang Wuya was planning? But then again, the undying volcano has abundant energy. If he controls it well, there really shouldn't be any problems. But this kid, Zhang Wuya, is anything but a peaceful soul. That scene in the god realm of chaos, he saw it from beginning to end. If he messes with the source of the volcano, all hell will break loose. He might even attract heavenly punishment. Chong Heng didn't know all this. He just thought it was only artifact crafting. Nothing to make a fuss about. A peak earthly immortal, at best, could craft a low-grade immortal artifact. How much trouble could that possibly cause? But Guan Shangzi's reaction was really strange. An 8 tribulation loose immortal losing his composure like this. Since we have nothing better to do, why not take this kid for a tour of the Flame Phoenix clan's territory? As Chong Heng was speaking, Guan Shangzi interrupted him. "No, letting him craft outside is fine. We can't take him inside. At least, not now." This. All right then. Although he didn't know why Guan Shangzi was having such a strong reaction, Chong Heng knew Guan Shangzi's character well. For this kid, an earthly immortal, to make Guan Shangzi act this way, there must be a reason. Inside the undying volcano, several gazes turned towards the outside. After sensing the two auras stop, they retracted their divine senses. Zhang Wuya felt the surrounding heat. It was almost tangible. The surrounding scenery was visibly distorted by it. With so much heat energy, it's more than enough for me to splurge on values under 100,000. Artifact crafting isn't difficult. With the perfected heaven and earth golden mirror, and all sorts of immortal materials, I can easily craft a quasi-immortal artifact. But to progress further, I must craft an immortal artifact. And it must be done in one go. To be safe, he added a 1 to the weakest attribute of each material. Then, he began to smelt the materials. After smelting more than 10 types of materials, Zhang Wuya felt that artifact crafting was very similar to pill refining. One involved herbal essences, while the other involved superheated liquid metal. It was a bit like forging an alloy, but with many more indescribable elements. In the end, all the liquid metals condensed together, gradually forming a sword embryo. Zhang Wuya began to inscribe formations. But this time, he inscribed the 5 elements formation. The path of formations becomes more complex the further one goes, but the underlying Tao becomes simpler. The 5 elements formation is the easiest to control, and also the most fault-tolerant. Even if the 5 elements are imbalanced, it can still function. It won't damage the foundation. Watching Zhang Wuya's process, Chong Heng nodded to himself in approval. This kid's talent for artifact crafting is not low. Perhaps he will achieve great things in artifact crafting in the future. 2 hours later, with a tremor, Zhang Wuya breathed a sigh of relief. Lengye sword, low-grade immortal artifact. The attributes were barely passable, but Zhang Wuya couldn't be bothered to look at them. He had no use for it. However, new information about artifact crafting appeared in his primordial spirit. The heaven and earth golden mirror had changed. Immortal forging 9 refinements, uninitiated. 3 500,000ths. Now, he could craft immortal artifacts. Although the failure rate was high, it didn't matter. Although crafting ordinary mortal items has a higher final potential, it lacks many things. For example, resisting lightning tribulations. In the immortal realm, there weren't many items specifically designed to resist lightning tribulations. The most tiring part was next. Zhang Wuya had to try over and over again, using every available possibility to craft an immortal artifact. He would find the optimal formula, then mass-produce it. Wei Kai Copper. After smelting various materials, he began to combine them. Zhang Wuya didn't think about crafting anything else. Only shields. Immortal artifacts came in all shapes and sizes. Their strength, formations, functions, and Tao rhythm were all different. But if it had only a single function, it would definitely be much stronger than any other immortal artifact. After adjusting the proportions for the first time, he crafted quasi-immortal artifact. Although its attributes were quite good, Zhang Wuya immediately melted it down and started over, experimenting time and time again, melting it down and redoing it, time and time again. The more Chong Heng watched Zhang Wuya, the more he liked him. Character, patience, perseverance. Chong Heng saw many fine qualities in Zhang Wuya, although the disciples of the Great Yan Underground Palace also possessed these traits. To have them all concentrated in one person was rare in the entire immortal realm. Such a fine prospect. What a pity we have no affinity. After an unknown amount of time, Zhang Wuya looked at the small shield in his hand with a satisfied expression. Thunder Guard Talisman. Low-grade immortal artifact. Tao of Thunder +1. Reduces lightning-type damage taken by 15%. Thunder Control. Increases thunder control by 5%. Reduces consumption for lightning spells by 20%. This is it. Zhang Wuya didn't rush to add a 1. Instead, he continued crafting. 1 might not be enough. He didn't know how many lightning tribulations he would face in the future. He had to prepare in advance. Following the same method, Zhang Wuya crafted a dozen Thunder Guard talismans. Although their attributes varied slightly, they all reduced lightning-type damage. After crafting a dozen or so Thunder Guard talismans, Zhang Wuya started adding 1s. Converting heat energy to the thunder attribute consumed a lot of power. But this was the middle section of the undying volcano. Although not the deep interior, the amount of heat was simply too abundant. When the lightning damage reduction value exceeded 10,000, the heat wave only weakened slightly. It was nowhere near depletion. This kid, what is he doing? Chong Heng had cultivated for tens of thousands of years, but this was the first time he had seen such a situation. The immortal artifact he crafted clearly had a thunder formation, yet it was devouring the surrounding fire energy. The most crucial part was, the immortal artifact was actually advancing in grade. 1 or 2 would be one thing, but all the immortal artifacts he crafted were advancing. This completely surpassed Chong Heng's understanding. This child's future is limitless. I must bring him to the Great Yan Underground Palace, no matter what. Whatever he wants, I'll even give him my entire Luo Mian Palace. Zhang Wuya was having a bit of a headache at this moment. This is a bit troublesome. It's about to exceed 100,000. Lu Xifen looked at the Thunder Guard talisman's attributes, deep in thought. Enhance the other attributes first. See what changes happen after it becomes a top-grade immortal artifact. Zhang Wuya thought for a moment and decided to try it. After a series of operations, the first one was completed. Divine Thunder Guard Talisman, top-grade immortal artifact, Tao of Thunder plus 1264. Reduces lightning-type damage taken by 17,980 points. Thunder Control, increases thunder control by 526%. Reduces consumption for lightning spells by 210%. Absorb and store lightning. Releases a thunder formation to defend against attacks when hit. Maximum storage, 100 points. It's done. This is it. Chapter 173. Facing the Tribulation. Heavenly Wrath. Zhang Wuya took out all the Thunder Guard talismans to upgrade them. In the end, 4 of them developed the Devour Thunder ability. After Lu Xifen upgraded them a few times, Zhang Wuya started adding ones. But he stopped after a few additions. The words, top-grade immortal artifact, on the Thunder Guard talisman had already turned colorful. If he enhanced it further, it might become an immortal soldier. And these dozen or so Thunder Guard talismans had directly consumed several hundred trillion experience points. This wasn't the lower realm anymore. If the experience required went overboard, and the energy from killed units wasn't enough, it would also be drawn from the surroundings. Furthermore, Thunder Guard talismans had all gained sentience. Although it was very low, Zhang Wuya could feel their affection. Unlike the yin-yang life wheel's desperate fawning, the Thunder Guard talismans treated him like a parent. This made Zhang Wuya feel a bit uncomfortable. After all, he had crafted the Thunder Guard talismans to block the heavenly tribulation. Therefore, he decided not to enhance them further. He had the Thunder Guard talismans. The preparations were complete. Next up was the breakthrough. He just didn't know how strong his heavenly immortal tribulation would be. I'm ready, senior. Is there a good place? I'm preparing to face my tribulation. Chong Heng was momentarily dazed. He just remembered, this kid had only ascended a short while ago. He had been so captivated by his Tao rhythm and talent that he had forgotten he was already at the peak of the earthly immortal realm. In the blink of an eye, he was about to face the heavenly immortal tribulation. This place isn't suitable, let's find another spot. After all, this is within the Undying Volcano's territory. The outskirts are one thing. The Flame Phoenix clan wouldn't care about someone undergoing a tribulation here. But there are many demon beasts in the outer area affiliated with the Flame Phoenix clan. It would be bad if they were affected. In a mountain range, Zhang Wuya adjusted his condition on a mountain peak. Then, he circulated the Yi cannon and began his breakthrough. In less than one cycle, thunder clouds had already begun to gather. Rumble. How is this possible? Guan Shangzi and Chong Heng's eyes widened. They stared at the tribulation clouds in the sky, their faces filled with apprehension and a hint of fear. Let's go, quickly. Guan Shangzi took Bai Yu, and Chong Heng grabbed Lu Xifen. In an instant, they appeared 100 li away. Revered one, what's going on? Zhang Wuya's heavenly immortal tribulation. How does it feel 100, even 1,000 times more terrifying than my 6th tribulation? I don't know either. An earthly immortal, how could he possibly trigger the 9 heavens thunder tribulation? Chong Heng looked at Guan Shangzi with a grave expression. Speak, what exactly have you been hiding? An earthly immortal, how could he trigger the 9 heavens thunder tribulation? This is a Da Luo tribulation. I don't know either. This situation, I want to know more than you do. Lu Xifen felt the incomparably terrifying pressure of the heavenly tribulation. He couldn't help but speak up. Seniors, what's the deal with this 9 heavens thunder tribulation? What should a heavenly immortal tribulation be like? Guan Shangzi glanced at Lu Xifen. Many thoughts crossed his mind. The disciple of the blood-devouring demon Venerable. Could this be the karma? An immortal's heavenly tribulation involves many aspects, but generally speaking, it is a reckoning of karma. The moment Lu Xifen heard this, his scalp tingled. Karmic reckoning? The things those two did in the cultivation realm. How much karma would that be? How many regions' spiritual veins have dried up? Not to mention the smaller incidents. Collapse of the northern domain. The hundreds of millions of lives in the western sea. This karma, I can't even begin to calculate it. Only 2 words appeared in his mind. We're doomed, and this is just the heavenly immortal tribulation. The future Taiyi tribulation, and the Da Luo tribulation. Lu Xifen didn't dare to think any further. Seeing Lu Zifan's expression, Guan Shangze was certain, it's definitely related to this little demon. A demon is a demon, after all. The blood-devouring demon, Venerable's disciple. Even if he cultivates immortality, he's still a demon. Unfortunately, it's too late to say anything now. Nine Heavens Thunder Tribulation. Zhang Wuya is finished. Lu Zifan didn't dare to delay. He immediately sent a message to Zhang Wuya. Under the thunder clouds, Zhang Wuya felt the pressure of the heavenly tribulation. He had the illusion of facing the Red Lotus karmic fire tribulation back in the cultivation realm. Moreover, when I stare at the tribulation clouds, I can also feel a trace of the despair I felt when facing the heavenly obscurity. Just for a heavenly immortal tribulation, it can't be this serious, right? After seeing Lu Zifan's message, Zhang Wuya's eyes turned red. Is there any damn way to survive this? He rummaged through all his belongings. Zhang Wuya's gaze finally landed on the immortal essence pearl. If I can't hold on, I'll have to try drawing from the immortal realm's source. He took out a Thunder Guard talisman. Zhang Wuya got the one ready. The moment the tribulation lightning exceeds what he can bear, he will immediately add 1. It's a pity the tribulation is about to strike. Otherwise, I'd have Lu Zifan come over. We might have been able to pull off a few rounds. Rumble tilde. An arm-thick bolt of lightning struck down. Its intensity was beyond Zhang Wuya's imagination. He didn't even have time to add 1 to the Thunder Guard talisman. It instantly dimmed. Fortunately, Devour Thunder absorbed over 10,000 points. The lightning damage taken was reduced by nearly 18,000, plus the Tao of Thunder and the over 5-fold bonus from Thunder Control. Zhang Wuya barely survived the first bolt of tribulation lightning. Chang Heng and Guan Shangze spoke at the same time. I'm a goddamn Taiyi Golden Immortal, 8th Tribulation Loose Immortal, and I'm seeing a ghost. A mere earthly immortal blocked a bolt of the Nine Heavens Thunder Tribulation. Zhang Wuya's entire body was numb. The tribulation lightning had torn apart more than half his body. What remained was charred black. As he circulated the Yi cannon to recover, he also got the one ready. The instant the second bolt struck, he added it to the maximum storage. The moment the heavenly lightning descended, a portion of its energy was siphoned away. The Divine Thunder Guard talisman created a thunder shield. It blocked a large amount of the heavenly lightning's damage. Then it absorbed most of the energy from the second bolt. Good thing I added it, otherwise I would have been done for. The energy of the second bolt of heavenly lightning ravaged his body. But the Yi cannon circulated even faster. While continuously repairing himself, his Tao rhythm also began to change. His nascent soul gradually condensed a Tao flower of thunder. Chang Heng and Guan Shangze's eyes widened in disbelief. A Tao flower? How is this possible? An earthly immortal forming a Tao flower? Is he going to step directly into the Taiyi realm? You must know, an earthly immortal's Tao rhythm only slowly solidifies when becoming a heavenly immortal. It only sprouts like a seed when one becomes a mysterious heaven immortal. Only after passing the Taiyi tribulation does one condense a Tao flower. But Zhang Wuya is undergoing the Nine Heavens Thunder Tribulation. It's already beyond common sense. Now, the two of them don't know whether this is a blessing or a curse. After all, Zhang Wuya has now withstood 2 bolts of tribulation lightning. And it's the heavenly lightning of a Da Luo tribulation. Rumble, rumble, rumble tilde. The thunder in the sky grew more and more terrifying. This time, it was only a 10-breath interval. The third bolt of heavenly lightning descended. Instantly, the Divine Thunder Guard talisman released its shield. After the shield was shattered, under the ravages of the heavenly lightning, the Divine Thunder Guard talisman shattered directly. Turning to dust, Zhang Wuya's body was once again severely injured. The phantom of the nascent soul's Tao flower spread out to resist the lightning. His body disintegrated again. This time, only his head remained. But in an instant, the proficiency reached 3 million. Zhang Wuya had already reached the heavenly immortal realm, and his aura was still climbing. His Tao rhythm was even stronger than before. The Tao flower condensed once more. Chang Heng and Guan Shangze swallowed hard. Their hearts were in their throats. Perhaps today, we will truly witness a miracle. The commotion from the Nine Heavens Thunder Tribulation naturally attracted many people. A figure suddenly appeared beside Chang Heng. Revered one. Guan Shangze and Chang Heng bowed. Although Bai Yu and Lu Zifan didn't know who the newcomer was. Seeing the attitude of the other two, they also bowed. Who is undergoing the tribulation? A junior I just met. Revered one. I watched this child grow. However, I have never been able to see through him. Guan Shangzi, you've passed your 8th tribulation. Not bad, not bad. Palace Master. Guan Shangzi has already joined my great Yan underground palace. He's one of us. It's just that you were in seclusion, so we didn't inform you in time. Haha. You two old-timers are falling a bit behind. A junior is about to become a Da Luo. Guan Shangzi and Chong Heng smiled awkwardly. Palace Master. He is still an earthly immortal. He's currently undergoing the heavenly immortal tribulation. Fushi Immortal Venerable's expression changed instantly. He looked at Zhang Wuya, who was undergoing the tribulation. How is this possible? An earthly immortal's tribulation would attract the 9 heavens thunder tribulation? Upon sensing that Zhang Wuya's realm was only that of a heavenly immortal, Fushi Immortal Venerable's face suddenly turned grave. His nascent soul activated a Taoist art. He observed Zhang Wuya. He wanted to see Zhang Wuya's karma, but he retracted the Taoist art after just a moment. This is impossible. This kid's karma is actually this terrifying? Not only is it pitch black, but it also carries the wrath of the heavenly Tao and the aura of heavenly punishment. Guan Shangzi, how many sins has this kid committed for the heavenly Tao to want to completely annihilate him? Guan Shangzi swallowed hard. The source energy of the divine illusion world was drained, and the divine realm almost collapsed. But speaking of which, it seems none of that matters much. I even offered sacrifices to several of Chaos's main gods, and the lives in the underworld were countless. Lu Xifen looked utterly hopeless. He knew better than anyone how many sins they had committed, and he had done it with his own hands. Looking at the astronomical number in the universal experience orb, for a moment, it lost its appeal. Lu Zifan's whole body trembled. At once, everyone noticed. Guan Shangzi spoke up. You ascended with him. You should know. Guan Shangzi's expression was grim. If it's really related to this little demon, I will not spare him. I don't know how to say it. Concealing it was pointless. Not only was he just a human immortal, but in the future, he would also have to face the 9 heavens thunder tribulation. Or even a stronger tribulation. Among those present, even Bai Yu could crush him with ease. Not to mention Fushi Immortal Venerable, a quasi-immortal emperor. Lu Xifen cast a spell. A water screen appeared. It showed the entire process of the northern domain's collapse. The heavenly tribulation at the beginning, then the red lotus karmic fire tribulation, and later, the heavenly obscurity, especially the final collapse of the northern domain. It created a huge visual shock for everyone present. Is this something a soul formation cultivator can do? At that time, Lu Xifen was still at the first layer of qi refining. Is this something a first layer qi refining cultivator can do? Fushi Immortal Venerable felt a pang in his nascent soul. He couldn't understand, but I can understand Zhang Wuya's heavenly immortal tribulation now. The great Tao is 50. Heaven evolves 49, and 1 escapes. This heavenly lightning is actually striking too lightly. It gave him a sliver of a chance to live. Guan Shangzi sighed. I misjudged him. Compared to these two scoundrels, blood-devouring demon Venerable is practically a great saint. Fushi Immortal Venerable looked at Zhang Wuya with a complicated expression. Chong Heng was speechless for a long time. Are these two even human? Luckily, I refused to take him as a disciple. With my level of cultivation, being his master, I would be thinking way too highly of myself. At this moment, Zhang Wuya was already starting to face the 4th bolt of heavenly lightning. But the Divine Thunder Guard talisman with Devour Thunder, it shattered again. The heavenly lightning is getting stronger and stronger. Even with the Divine Thunder Guard talismans blocking it, my physical body is shattering again and again. Although the Tao flower has already formed, it cannot escape the fate of being shattered. Of the remaining Divine Thunder Guard talismans, only 2 have Devour Thunder. I must save them for the end. I'll use the others to block for now. Considering the heavenly lightning is strengthening exponentially, Zhang Wuya took out 2 Divine Thunder Guard talismans. He stacked one on top of the other. The one was ready. The instant the lightning struck, he immediately added it. Then he added 1 to the second talisman. A portion of the lightning's energy was siphoned away. When it landed on the first talisman, another portion was siphoned away. Even though it was weakened so much, both Divine Thunder Guard talismans still shattered simultaneously. However, Zhang Wuya himself wasn't seriously injured. He recovered just by circulating the Yi cannon. The Tao flower once again took shape. Tribulation clouds became even more bizarre. They had started to turn red. Zhang Wuya's expression was grave. He didn't dare to be careless. He took out 3 Divine Thunder Guard talismans and suspended them above his head. He placed the 2 with Devour Thunder ability below to facilitate absorbing the lightning. It's a good thing I'm an immortal now. The moment the heavenly lightning strikes, I'll add 1 to all 3 talismans. Taking advantage of the moment the red lightning struck, he immediately added 1 to the Devour Thunder storage value. The 2 talismans below, the 6th bolt of heavenly lightning had too much of its energy siphoned away. Even though its power was greater than before, it only shattered 2 Divine Thunder Guard talismans. Zhang Wuya took out another 4 Divine Thunder Guard talismans. 5 Divine Thunder Guard talismans now hovered above his head. The 7th bolt of heavenly lightning took longer to brew. The Yi cannon had circulated for a full cycle. Before it finally struck, I was careless. The 7th bolt of heavenly lightning. Its color has turned dark red, the kind of red that's almost black. The energy previously absorbed by Devour Thunder instantly released a shield. But it dissipated the moment the heavenly lightning fell. He added 1 to the 5 talismans above, one by one. But he still couldn't avoid the outcome of them shattering. Fortunately, not much of the lightning's residual energy was left. The remaining 2 talismans directly devoured most of it. He endured the rest of the damage head-on. Zhang Wuya's body completely disintegrated. Only his nascent soul remained. As the 8th bolt of heavenly lightning brewed, the entire sky had turned black. One could vaguely see black lines writhing within the tribulation clouds. How is this possible? How could destruction divine thunder appear in a 9 heavens thunder tribulation? Even though Fushi Immortal Venerable was vastly experienced, at this moment, he was at a loss. Destruction divine thunder. That's something that only appeared when my Dao fruit materialized. Countless gazes in the immortal realm locked onto Zhang Wuya. Destruction divine thunder. Another quasi-immortal emperor is about to emerge. Several phantoms appeared in different locations. Watching Zhang Wuya, greetings, great emperor. Lu Zifan and Bai Yu didn't react at first. It was only when Fushi Immortal Venerable spoke that the others followed suit and bowed. Dong Heng Great Emperor ignored them. Although it was just a phantom, a great emperor was not just an empty title. Even though he deliberately retracted his aura, just a single glance at the great emperor's phantom left Guan Shangza and Chong Heng breathless. As for Lu Zifan and Bai Yu, needless to say, they didn't even dare to raise their heads. Or rather, they couldn't raise them at all. It felt as if they raised their heads to look at that phantom, they would simply vanish. But then, the 3 phantoms seemed to move in unison. They appeared at the edge of the tribulation cloud. A heavenly immortal? The 3 giant phantoms looked at each other, as if questioning one another. But the feedback they got was almost the same. None of them knew what was going on. How could a heavenly immortal attract destruction divine thunder? What is happening to the immortal realm? Within the tribulation clouds, Zhang Wuya truly felt the same despair as when he faced the heavenly obscurity. I'll risk it all. Zhang Wuya put away all his Divine Thunder Guard talismans. There were exactly 10, no more, no less. After getting the 1 ready, he quietly awaited the descent of the lightning. This time, it's a real test of my hand speed. As soon as the black lightning fell, Zhang Wuya's hand pressed down. He placed the 1 on the quantity. Instantly, 2/3 of the black lightning vanished. It was as if it had been severed. The severed front part was just gone. Zhang Wuya hurriedly summoned a dozen more Divine Thunder Guard talismans. After adding 1, he injected immortal energy and threw them towards the sky. Each one could slow the lightning's descent by a tiny bit. It could also weaken a portion of the lightning's power. Although it was very brief, it was enough. Black lightning thus became thinner and thinner. In the end, only a strand as thin as a hair remained. It landed on the Divine Thunder Guard talisman in Zhang Wuya's hand. The Divine Thunder Guard talisman shattered. His hand was gone. Then his body also began to dissipate. The nascent soul's Dao flower bloomed in an instant and vanished into nothingness along with the black lightning. The 3 great emperor phantoms were instantly shaken. They had been immortal emperors for countless eons. They had seen all sorts of strange things in the immortal realm. But this time, the 3 of them couldn't understand it. A heavenly immortal withstood the destruction divine thunder. Is that even logical? Forget a heavenly immortal. Even a Da Luo golden immortal with a materialized Dao fruit might not be able to withstand it. But soon, the 3 phantoms vanished instantly. The tribulation clouds changed. The area where Zhang Wuya was 1,000-li radius was plunged into darkness. Chong Heng and Guan Shangzi didn't know what had happened. Even Fushi Immortal Venerable couldn't sit still. He led the others away. Palace Master, what is this situation? I don't know. The Nine Heavens Thunder Tribulation is only on its 8th bolt. And it's already Destruction Divine Thunder. The 9th bolt of Tribulation Lightning. I've never seen it either. Lu Zifan looked utterly dejected. He had become somewhat numb. If Zhang Wuya couldn't withstand it, he wouldn't have much hope either. Even with a quadrillion experience points, I would still die under this kind of tribulation. If I had known this would happen, I might as well have faced the tribulation with Zhang Wuya, messing around with immortal artifacts. Ming. I can only hope Zhang Wuya can create a miracle. Zhang Wuya looked at the pitch-black sky. He smiled. You really aren't leaving me any way to live, are you? Without waiting for the lightning to fully form, Zhang Wuya directly added 1 to a divine Thunder Guard talisman that hadn't been enhanced yet. At this moment, something went wrong with the tribulation clouds. The 3 great Emperor Phantoms looked at the tribulation clouds with confusion. They felt as if the tribulation clouds had fallen ill. It had clearly taken shape. How did it suddenly give off a feeling of emptiness? In the Immortal Essence Pearl, after Zhang Wuya added 1 to the yin-yang life wheel's sentience, he stopped. A crack seemed to have appeared in the tribulation clouds, although it was only for an instant, and it quickly closed up. It really did make the tribulation clouds much fainter. And in that instant, Zhang Wuya felt very uncomfortable. He felt 3 gazes on him, from 3 different directions. They seemed to want to see right through him, inside and out. Powerful beings have their eyes on me, and more than one. It truly never rains but it pours. After circulating the Yi cannon to recover again, Zhang Wuya felt his state had changed. It seemed, his body and nascent soul had become much stronger. But this last bolt of tribulation lightning, I have no confidence. The shock in the hearts of the 3 great emperors was already beyond description. A mere heavenly immortal, not only did he survive the destruction divine thunder, but he could also tear a hole in the heavenly wrath. This child bears countless karmic ties. But even immortal emperors can't fully comprehend his methods. He cannot be left alive. A person the heavenly Tao wants to destroy. Killing him can enhance one's comprehension of the heavenly Tao. But by the same token, a person who can make the heavenly Tao want to destroy them. What will be implicated in their wake? No one knows. He can already touch the great Tao as a mere heavenly immortal. Are you sure you want to be involved in this karma? Can you see through it? I don't plan on touching it. During their private conversation, a silent, arm-thick shadow of lightning descended. Zhang Wuya directly added a 1 to the quantity of the yin-yang life wheel. Then, he also added a 1 to the quantity of the immortal essence pearl. Seeing the heavenly wrath dissipate by more than half, Yu felt a wave of lingering fear. Who would believe it if this got out? Such an unheard of method came from the hands of a heavenly immortal. Although the heavenly wrath had dissipated by more than half, Zhang Wuya couldn't see it, nor could he feel it. He just kept adding 1 to the divine Thunder Guard talismans and throwing them out. His nascent soul even formed several arms. He planned to add 1 to multiple talismans at the same time. Unfortunately, before the 1 is placed on a talisman, the other arms can't grab another 1 to add to other talismans. But even so, it allowed him to throw out the talismans at maximum speed. There were quite a few Divine Thunder Guard talismans in the 11 Immortal Essence Pearls. Besides, the Devour Thunder talismans had already been enhanced with 1. He could inject immortal energy into them and throw them out at the same time. This greatly hindered the descent of the heavenly wrath. It bought Zhang Wuya a single breath's time. This one breath was extremely important. The Divine Thunder Guard talismans flew rapidly towards the sky. They crashed into the heavenly wrath. The shape of the heavenly wrath had already become much smaller. But that despair-inducing pressure hadn't diminished at all. The 3 great emperors just watched quietly. Zhang Wuya's audacity had once again surpassed their understanding. A heavenly immortal. His wealth is beyond their imagination. Countless top-grade immortal artifacts, as if they were free. One after another, they crashed towards the heavenly wrath. So many top-grade immortal artifacts. Even if an immortal emperor forged them, it would still take 100 years or so. Where did he get so many? And they all looked the same. Zhang Wuya was truly anxious now. He was about to run out of Divine Thunder Guard talismans. but the despair brought by the heavenly wrath remained. After throwing out all the divine Thunder Guard talismans at once, Zhang Wuya looked at his panel and inventory. The immortal essence pearls were completely useless. His other items hadn't been upgraded much, so they were useless too. However, he still had some pills. Stealing his heart, Zhang Wuya added a 1 to the highest attribute of a pill. An attribute of several 100,000 slowed the heavenly wrath by a fraction. Without a second thought, Zhang Wuya enhanced all of them. After finishing, he didn't care about the consequences, and swallowed them all in one go. The heavenly wrath finally descended. It was completely silent. Zhang Wuya was engulfed in darkness. Inside his body, the energy from the pills rampaged wildly. Outside, the heavenly wrath was rapidly destroying his physical body. The two energies collided. Naturally, the heavenly wrath was stronger, but the pills contained a high amount of energy. For a short while, Zhang Wuya's body surprisingly didn't disappear. It became a battlefield for the two energies. There was nothing Zhang Wuya could do. He simply gave up trying. His nascent soul Dao flower spread out, protecting his true spirit. Whether he could survive or not depended on the power of the pills. A light appeared in the sky. The tribulation clouds began to dissipate, but the place where Zhang Wuya was still pitch black. If the great emperors weren't present, countless immortals would have probably come to investigate. His aura has vanished. The heavenly wrath has yet to dissipate. I won't be staying. After you finished speaking, his phantom disappeared. Let's go. Regardless of the outcome, it's best not to get involved. But I have a feeling that my Dao will vanish because of this. You're overthinking it. After the great emperor's phantoms disappeared, Fushi Immortal Venerable was the first to arrive. He desperately wanted to know the answer. As for Lu Xifen, he also flew here anxiously. Chapter 174. The Taichu Sect. The darkness gradually faded. A black-purple Dao flower appeared before everyone. Then, the Dao flower dimmed and contracted into a point of light, slowly forming a human figure. Zhang Wuya's nascent soul gradually recovered. He immediately circulated the Yi cannon to repair his nascent soul and reconstruct his body. Lu Xifen breathed a sigh of relief. Zhang Wuya was still alive. That means there's still hope. Guan Shangzi looked at Zhang Wuya. His expression complicated. In the end, he was the one who brought Zhang Wuya here. This karma, he probably couldn't shake it off. In the future, during his 9th loose immortal tribulation, when the Dao flower bears the Dao fruit, and the heavenly Dao comes to settle the score, could he withstand it? Just as Zhang Wuya was slowly recovering, several figures appeared one after another. Before, when the great emperors were present, no one dared to act rashly. Now that the great emperors were gone, they all came out of the woodwork. What are you doing here, Yi Wan? Fushi, you're overstepping your bounds. A grand unity tribulation that alarmed 3 great emperors. Can't even come to watch? After Immortal Venerable Yi Wan spoke, he addressed the void. Su Ju and Jian Shu, you're already here. Why are you hiding? 2 more figures appeared. Fushi instantly felt the pressure. As fellow Immortal Venerables, their strengths were more or less comparable. However, Su Ju was the strongest. Every Immortal Venerable had their own trump cards. No one could claim absolute victory over another. But with a few burdens here, Fushi had clearly become the weakest party. Your Shenhou Palace has always stayed out of worldly affairs. Jian Shu, your Red Whisk Valley members always come in pairs. Could it be that Yan Nan has abandoned you? In Su Ju, this isn't the style of the Taichu sect. I didn't say anything, but Jian Shu's expression soured. Fushi, that's none of your business. Lu Xifen listened to Immortal Venerable Fushi's words, and forced himself to look up. The Taichu sect. All eyes immediately focused on Lu Xifen. My name is Lu Xifen. I'm a disciple of the Taichu sect. Just ascended not long ago. The others all looked at Su Ju simultaneously. Then they looked back at Lu Xifen, their faces full of confusion. Immortal Venerable Fushi looked at Guan Shangzi. Although he didn't speak, his expression seemed to ask, weren't these 2 boys with you? How are they from the Taichu sect? Lu Xifen then pointed at Zhang Wuya. He is too. Oh, right. Before we ascended, someone named Yan Wu ascended first. He knows. The other Immortal Venerables were now somewhat convinced. There was no need for divination. This kind of thing could be verified with a simple question. But this Taichu sect is too lucky, isn't it? To have successive ascensions in such a short time. Just how many minor chiliocosms does the Taichu sect rule? Su Ju's clone sent a message to her main body. Her main body's divine sense instantly enveloped the entire Taichu sect. Who is Yan Wu? Come to the main hall. Su Ju looked at Lu Xifen. Since you've ascended, why didn't you come to the Taichu sect? Lu Xifen had an innocent look on his face. We wanted to, but we were targeted as soon as we ascended. I don't know what they wanted. Several Earth Immortals and even a Heavenly Immortal surrounded us. If it weren't for Zhang Wuya knowing Senior Guan Shangzi, and him saving us in time, who knows where we'd be right now? Su Ju looked at Lu Xifen with some hesitation. After all, he reached the mid-stage of human immortal not long after ascending. But then she looked at the recovering Zhang Wuya, and suddenly, Lu Xifen didn't seem so special anymore. This guy is already at the peak of the heavenly immortal realm. Yi Wan and Jian Shu exchanged a look. Although they were a bit reluctant, they could only shake their heads and leave. A person who caught the attention of 3 great emperors simultaneously. How could he be an ordinary person? However, none of the 3 great emperors took him away. There must be a reason for that. The key is that we can't kill him either. Who knows if the 3 great emperors are watching from the shadows? Meanwhile, Immortal Venerable Fushi sent a voice transmission to Guan Shangzi and Chong Heng. The expressions of both men changed slightly, and at this moment, in the Taichu sect, a group of immortals were confused. They were all looking for Yan Wu. Yan Wu? Our Hall of Good Deeds does have someone named Yan Wu, a human immortal who ascended less than a year ago. The Immortal Venerable wants to see him? That can't be right. Forget whether it's right or not, since the Immortal Venerable has given the order. Just bring him to the main hall first. Daxu Mountain. Yan Wu was holding a whip, following behind an Earth Immortal. Senior brother Fengzi, this job, how many years have you been doing it? Junior brother, you just arrived. There are many rules you don't know. The manager has a jade tablet. Just scan it with your nascent soul and you'll understand everything. This immortal stone mine, although not a major asset for our Taichu sect, the immortal stones it produces each year are enough for the daily expenses of more than half our members. Mines like this, we have 3 more, perhaps there are even better ones. We just don't know about them. When I first arrived, I was at the early stage of Earth Immortal. In just 200 years, I've already reached the peak of the Earth Immortal realm. You're already over 10,000 years old. Your innate talent and aptitude, I guess they're as mediocre as mine. This place is actually the most suitable for us. I'm ashamed to say, senior brother, you've accumulated everything step by step on your own. I will need to rely on your guidance in the future, senior brother. Speaking of which, your fortune is not shallow either. To actually know an elder from the Pill Pavilion, 10,000 years ago, when I first joined the Taichu sect in the lower realm, he was already an elder. My talent was poor, so I could only do odd jobs in the alchemy room. Over time, Elder Peng Zan came to remember me. Then you're not so simple either. Live for 10,000 years before becoming an immortal. Few in the entire immortal realm can achieve that. Just good luck. I used countless heavenly treasures to extend my life. Finally, I made it to this day. Fengzi cracked his whip on someone. What are you dawdling for? Get your pill and start digging. The two chatted idly. The manager instantly appeared before them. Manager Yang, Yan Wu, the Immortal Venerable wants to see you. Fengzi was stunned. Yan Wu was even more bewildered. The Immortal Venerable wants to see me? Manager Yang, you can't joke about something like this. Yang Xian himself didn't understand either. A mere human immortal was actually being summoned by the Immortal Venerable. If he didn't know Yan Wu's background, Yang Xian would have thought Yan Wu was a spy from the demon realm. Don't ask so many questions. Come with me. Then, Yang Xian flew out of the mine with Yan Wu. Heading for Yuanchu Mountain, Yang Xian didn't dare to delay for a moment. On the way, an elder had already urged him twice. As soon as he returned, he took Yan Wu towards the main hall. But halfway there, a giant hand snatched Yan Wu away. Yang Xian trembled as he bowed towards the main hall. He didn't dare to say another word. Who on earth is this Yan Wu? For the Immortal Venerable to be in such a hurry. She even acted personally. Yan Wu didn't even understand what was happening. Before he found himself in the center of the main hall. Do not be afraid, I have a question for you. A deep voice transmitted directly into his nascent soul. Yan Wu wasn't injured, but the pressure made it difficult for him to speak clearly. Do you know Zhang Wuya and Lu Xifen? Yan Wu was a bit slow to react. He didn't have much of an impression of Lu Xifen. But he remembered Zhang Wuya very clearly. His ascension was entirely thanks to Zhang Wuya's pills. It's just, how does the immortal venerable know about Lu Xifen? Could it be that the immortal venerable has communicated with the lower realm? Yan Wu didn't overthink it. He answered directly, I know them. Zhang Wuya is a disciple of the Taichu sect in the lower realm. He became an elder as soon as he joined the inner sect. His alchemy skills are unparalleled. My own ascension was also due to a 9th grade pill refined by Zhang Wuya. He was only at the peak of the integration stage, yet he could refine 9th grade pills. It was simply astonishing. Su Ju didn't find anything wrong with that. However, when Yan Wu said he was only at the integration stage, he was greatly shocked. Tell me in detail. Yan Wu didn't know why the immortal venerable was so interested in Zhang Wuya. But he also didn't know where to begin. So he simply presented his nascent soul memories for immortal venerable Su Ju to see. Su Ju's heart was already in turmoil. When Yan Wu ascended, Zhang Wuya was only at the integration stage. But how long has it been since Yan Wu ascended? Zhang Wuya has already ascended to the immortal realm. Not only that, he's now at the peak of the heavenly immortal realm, and about to break through to the profound heavenly immortal realm. And that unremarkable Lu Xifen was even more incomprehensible to Su Ju. Qi Refinement, Layer 1. When Yan Wu ascended, he was only at Qi Refinement, Layer 1. And now? He's already a human immortal. What kind of monster is this? Zhang Wuya's talent is demonic. He could have obtained some fortuitous encounter, or used pills to raise his cultivation. His ascension is somewhat plausible. But what about this Lu Xifen? There is a time difference between the lower realm and the immortal realm. But how much could it be? Even if it's 1 to 10, this Lu Xifen, in less than 10 years, went from Qi Refinement Layer 1 to ascending as an immortal. Is that even possible? Even a reincarnated great emperor couldn't be this fast, right? Alright, you may leave. Meanwhile, Zhang Wuya was still cultivating. Su Ju's clone stared intently at Lu Xifen, as if trying to see right through him. But apart from a pitch-black void, and karma so chaotic it couldn't be more jumbled, she couldn't see anything. A demon? No, even a demon couldn't be this outrageous. That feels great. Ha 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 ha. Profound heavenly immortal. Zhang Wuya laughed loudly, pulling everyone back from their thoughts. Congratulations, young friend, to reach the profound heavenly immortal realm at such a young age. Chong Heng was very polite. However, Bai Yu's expression was a bit complicated. He had cultivated for tens of thousands of years, only to be caught up by a junior in just 2 or 3 months. Moreover, Zhang Wuya had survived the 9 Heavens Thunder Tribulation. His future ascension to the Grand Unity Golden Immortal Realm was now a certainty. Immortal Venerable Fuxi just smiled and offered a pleasantry. Young friend, you are an old acquaintance of Guan Shangza. Why not come be a guest at my Dian Earthly Palace? I would be happy to host you. Although Su Ju didn't know what Fuxi was plotting, these two absolutely could not go to the Dian Earthly Palace. She had to take them back to the Taichu sect immediately. Especially Lu Xifen. Don't be fooled by his low cultivation level, or his poor foundation. Even immortal emperors probably couldn't match his cultivation speed. If immortal venerable Fuxi knew that Lu Xifen became an immortal and ascended in a single day, I wonder if he could resist the urge to perform a soul search. Fuxi, they are members of my Taichu sect. It is no concern of yours. Lu Xifen, Zhang Wuya, return with me to the Taichu sect. Yan Wu is already waiting for you. Zhang Wuya still didn't understand what was going on. Lu Xifen gave Zhang Wuya a meaningful look. Zhang Wuya stopped talking. He secretly opened the chat box. A series of messages made Zhang Wuya understand the current situation. An immortal venerable from the Taichu sect. Quasi-immortal emperor, Su Ju. Our backup has arrived. This is great news. To be honest, Guan Shangza was afraid of everything. Zhang Wuya felt quite restricted. If his cultivation hadn't been so low before, he would have left with Lu Xifen long ago. After all, he knew his own karma. Those who had helped him, it's better not to get them involved. Besides, this tribulation really almost killed me. This immortal venerable before me is a quasi-immortal emperor. Her understanding of heavenly tribulations is obviously much greater. Perhaps she can predict the strength of my future Grand Unity tribulation, so I can prepare in advance. Greetings, immortal venerable. Greetings, immortal venerable. Su Ju was very satisfied with Zhang Wuya's attitude. After all, they were her own people. Forcibly taking them back wouldn't be good. If such a prodigy held a grudge against her, she couldn't just kill him. Immortal Venerable Su Ju ignored the others. With a wave of her hand, she took Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan and left. Immortal Venerable Fuxi smiled. Chong Heng and Guan Shangze breathed a sigh of relief. Someone had finally taken these two big shots off their hands. Except for Guan Shangze, who was a little worried about his own ninth tribulation. The others just felt a sense of relief. The karma of Zhang Wuya and Lu Zifan was so vast it was endless. Even immortal emperors would shake their heads at it. I wonder if Immortal Venerable Su Ju will regret this. Alright, let's go back to Guan Shangze. Don't overthink it, it's better to sever this karma sooner rather than later. Guan Shangze looked helpless. I want to, but this karma, can it really be severed? Yan Wu settled down in the Su garden. He never thought he would one day live here. A few minutes after leaving the main hall, he was grabbed by Su Ju and taken to the Su garden. She only left him with the words, "Find a room and stay here." Originally, only one person lived in the Su garden. Immortal Venerable Su Ju's direct disciple, Qin Shu. Suddenly, an old man appeared, and he was only at the early stage of human immortal, and her master personally brought him here. Qin Shu was a bit confused. She couldn't understand what was going on at all.